What's going on, everybody? Fucking gonna make a video about Bitcoin. Let's get right into it. So we had a sell-off. We hit just under. We couldn't hit break pinch through 10,000, and we ended up pulling back here. Just at the same time, I'm going to draw a few things from before that I said were important to keep an eye on, and you're going to see exactly those same things played a part in this move up. So it was like this. Let me get this magnet off. Yeah, pretty much. But you can even draw it from here and make it work. But just to illustrate this purpose, I'm going to make it as clear as possible. Let's just say that. So this trend line was hitting us the all-time highs before, and then we broke out of it. We fell through it again. I'm gonna change the color of this to yellow. Yeah, and there was also another line from here to here, pretty much. I even drew it like this before, but like that, yeah. And these two low points, and they kind of acted as support here, and then over here we played around and we broke through it, and now we're basically in the middle of this whole this top part and this middle part. And if we start breaking down the total move, so from here, sorry, let's get rid of this volume bar. So this was the whole move, and we held 50% of it. So here we held 50% of the move. We tagged it and we broke out of it, and now we are kind of floating above it, and daily candle opened below it, but now we're kind of pushing above. And yeah, I'm looking to keep if we trade above 86.49, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a next move up, and that next move up could potentially be it could be around here, 91, 92. You saw also when we drew it like this from the bottom, 91, 92. So this is probably where it's going to be the next kind of resistance. And as you saw here, yeah, the point of control, since we had this dump, the point of control was yeah, it's right over here, 92. So this is where you want to close along. This is probably where you don't want to be buying, uh, and I think it won't make it through here on the first try. But you never know. Consensus might be a huge driver, and I had the feeling that before consensus, we were going to get kind of a sell-off. So whales, whatever you want to call them, they get some better positions because the prices were really high. So whales didn't want to be noobs and just long the tops or add to the tops. So they, freed up some liquidity, made this move. It held itself up, and I think Monday, Tuesday is going to be good. And I just want to go over a few coins that I'm watching. Obviously, EOS, I'm watching. EOS had a great dump. I didn't get the bottom, but I did get a good long position on EOS. But still, it wouldn't surprise me if we had a next step down here. Like this could just be an A, and then we can have a B move up and then a C move down on top. I'm expecting a dump after consensus at some point, like a big, big, big dump. But we'll see what happens. I fucked this move up. I didn't draw the fib from here, and if I had drawn the fib from here, I would have had a bid here. I was a little bit off, but then I bought the bounce, and now it's above the price, so I'm happy with that. And but I'm looking at this 382 zone, so I'm probably gonna look to swing a little bit here, not too much. I don't know, I gotta see. I'll probably put a trailing stop up here to be honest. But if we measure this as just the first drop down, let me make this a little bit fatter. We just measure that the first drop down, and we could probably 16 would be too much, right? So this could have just been the A, B, and then the C down. And from here, we could probably come up to here and then maybe tighten out the range a bit and start trading upwards. You know? Let's see. Or we could, I think we might wick this zone next, this $9 area. Because there's a part of Bitcoin also, the 7,800s. We just went right through there. So I was expecting a test of the 7,000, but we didn't see we didn't see 8,000s for a while, like a week or so. So when they came up, I think there was some interest there. So that held us. So yeah, that's EOS. And on this one, if it pushes up even higher, look for it to get past the $18 area. If it gets it past here, I think it'll just start chipping away at orders and pop off here. This thing has a sick target, a next target. I don't really have too many ways to chart this for the future, but one thing I am doing is I'm doing a log chart from here to here. And that gives us a target of about $40. So I keep that in mind. And I think what's happening is in Christmas. Uh, what's happening is this kind of wedge, rising wedge. So it'll be interesting what happens this year with it. If we get really bull, hit it once, come back and bust out of it, then this thing would look amazing on the charts, you know. And another good one was Tron. I missed Tron. I had cash on end, and I was too focused on ADA. But yeah, I had I had an alert here for Tron around 5,900. Yeah, pretty much the bottom. I went to 5,900. I had 5,000, 6,000 marked with an alert, and there was just so much going on. When my alert went off, it was all the alerts. That was basically when EOS hit $12. That's how I knew that was the bottom because all these other alerts went off. Uh, but yeah, I missed this one. This one would have been good. This one's already up almost 50%, and I think this thing's gonna pump really hard till July. This is a coin that I really want to add to my stash. TRX, and I was looking at it because I had some USD that I put into ADA, but also this looks really good on the Bitcoin chart. Let me pull up the Bitcoin chart. So, yeah, so this is what I had. It hit the point of control and then had a straight move up. It had a really good move up. then we had this pullback here, and now if you look at it, it's like a cup and handle. So this thing could just plow through. So try to buy these dips, man, because if it hits 600 again, fuck, I'm loading up. I know this is total shit coin, but shill, the shill strength, meaning that how much something gets shilled and can get shilled, is I think one of the most important things if you want to make money in crypto. And this has tons of it. This has that kind of noob neo feel to it. This Verge coins like this. It's just noobs that just love it. They fall in love with their first coin, and this is their first coin. So yeah, this looks good too. Tron looks good. The fundamentals look good, and I don't know, I'm not really looking at much else, to be honest. I'm just Bitcoin and EOS. I feel like there's other good coins out there, but for the most part, my main focus is on EOS because I'm pretty sure it's going to outperform a lot of coins this year. And there's a lot of volumes, a lot of liquidity, so I'm gonna stick with the EOS train. And I'm just gonna finish off. I made another video before about what's it called? About this morning I made a video about this TTM squeeze, and I told you about the 4 hour and how the 4 hour was really good for dips, right? When this part gets red and this TTM squeeze starts to turn purple, it's usually a good time to buy dips. You see back here, red, purple, bought here, and then you had this move up, you had this move up. This is where you want to kind of add to your dips or even just scalp it. And over here now, we had a lot of red, and we've maintained the purple moving up. The RSI's had a good reset. Let's check out the Stoch. Stoch is a bit high, to be honest. We did hit a volume well right over here. So maybe that 4 hour needs to reset a bit. And then we'll make a push through 6,700. And if you look at that same TTM squeeze on the daily, it's a little bit strange because it's just starting to curve under. But you got to see if it's like a small curve like this. We're gonna tell if the next 3 days is pushing up, these things will turn purple, and we have consensus for that. So I'm not too worried. But if you look at the daily BTC, the Stoch is reset. So I think we'll get a good kind of. This thing can still go. This thing can still go. Looking at the 1 hour, this thing is taking a rest. Let's see what happens. My target, like I said, is that 89, testing 9,000 from the top, and then ultimately this 9,200 to 400 area. All right, guys, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. You know what? Let me just go after ADA too as well. ADA USC. So there was kind of a gap around here, and ADA came and filled it. Might drop to 22 personally, and it could even drop as low as 17 again. So don't chase it at this moment. There's nothing fundamentally that's telling you should chase it. But buy a little bit, place bids around here. 22 if you want. You guys missed it at 23. I bought some more around here. And then ultimately this. But I think unless Bitcoin gets very bullish or very, very bearish, I wouldn't really see this level getting hit. So that's that, guys. Sorry, it's Sunday, a little bit tired, low on energy. I'm just gonna finish up some shit, go to sleep. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video for you guys. Peace out.